So, hello everyone, and welcome to this week's live Akashic Record transmission and card reading from this beautiful deck, the Rose Pocket Oracle card deck by Rebecca Campbell. Now, I love these because these are really easy to travel with. I have these beautiful cards here. And I'm going to pull a card from this beautiful deck. So, hello and welcome to everyone who is joining me live. Always love to see people and know to where people are coming from and joining me from. Usually have a pretty multinational, international um, uh, watching, people watching from all over the world. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm going to be pulling a card from this beautiful little card deck, the pocket little guide, these beautiful little mini card deck, rose pocket guide. Somebody's tuning in from Nebraska, from Michigan. Good morning to you guys over there. I'm in beautiful sunny Portugal, and it is the afternoon here. So I'm usually live here every Monday, 4 p.m. UK time, pulling a card. Hello from the UK. Really just to bring a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of guidance. We've just had a really powerful new moon a couple of days ago. We're still potently into those energies. And if you follow me, if you're brand new to my world, please hit follow and join me here on this journey where we love to connect with the Akashic Records, a bit of inner wisdom from our soul, because that's really truly what, for me, the Akashic Records are. They are a direct channel from our human soul self, our human selves walking this planet, walking this earthly plane and connecting, being able to connect beautifully with our souls. And the Akashic Record is that channel, that wisdom into who we are, so we can really truly tune into the wisdom of our own soul that's constantly whispering, constantly guiding us in so many beautiful ways, yet we are so busy, so distracted from everything else that's going on in the world. Hi from California. And we really do miss the magic. We really do miss this beautiful wisdom that is always whispering to us. And I often get asked, what is the difference? And how do we even know if it's our intuition, if it's our soul speaking to us? How do we know that? Because I always have lots of mind chatter, lots of things going on. How do I know what voice I am supposed to be tuning into, listening into? And for me, really, it can be quite simple, though it's not easy and simple to do often. But the voice of our soul is always kind, it's always gentle, it's always nourishing, it's always encouraging, it's always inviting us to do something, rather than that voice from the bless the ego side of things that kind of sits on my left shoulder, is like, yeah, is kind of like a bit critical, a bit harsh, a bit like loud, a bit shouty. It usually says, oh, I should be doing this. It's always like, oh, you're not doing what you said you would. It's a little bit berating. And it's not necessarily soft and kind. It's the one that we is loudest. Therefore, that's what we tune into. That's what we kind of listen to. Oh, my intuition says it's really loud and it's really like clear, strong messages. Often that can be the ego. The intuition, the soul guidance is usually pretty soft, pretty gentle, pretty encouraging. And usually when we're busy, when we're running around, it's very, very difficult to tune in. So just for a moment, if you are in a space where you can, just tune into the breath. Take through 3 lovely, deeper, nourishing breaths. You can do that while you're busy, while you're doing things. You don't have to close your eyes. We breathe so shallow. And often what that does is really sort of keeps us on this high state of alert. We're kind of constantly switched in, switched on to what's on around us in our surroundings, rather than deepening the breath, slowing down so we can tune into what's further around, what is in the softer field, in the energetic field, and pick up and intuit that. So I will always, as I always do, I always ask you, like, to tune in. What is it that you'd like some wisdom and guidance around? And when we soften our breath, when we slow our breath, when we tune in more to the present moment, we become much more alert, much more, we see more clearly. Often we're so running around, we've got very little clarity. We're kind of like, what should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? Let me know in the comments, like, what is it that you are trying to call in? What would you love some wisdom and guidance around? And as I pull the card, if you share with me in the comments what you'd love wisdom and soul guidance around, I will just give you a little bit of feedback on how this card might be bringing you some personalized messages and some things that might want to come through. So what is it that you would love some wisdom and guidance around? What is it that you're being perhaps a little bit stuck with, a little bit uncertain about, a little bit like unclear about, don't really know? So what is it about your kids, your adult kids? What is it that you would like some guidance around? Because often we want to help them, to support them, to do something for them, and yet that's not our role. They're walking their path. They're walking their um their path, their learning, their expansion, and we can walk side by side with them, responding to what's for them, but we don't want to interfere or to direct them. That's for them to do. So there's a couple of people here. Okay, new direction of my business. So is this a business that you have already set up? That would be good to know. Somebody is saying sacred resilience. I love that name. Future career. So what is it that you would like to know about your future career? Let's be really specific about what it is you're asking for. Janine, hi Janine. I would love something on career guidance. So lots of things about business and career. Someone else is saying how to better support my daughter who has ADHD, autism, please. Okay, that's great. So you're offering this your support. So that's a beautiful intention as well. Yes, but going in a new direction niche. Oh, interesting, fascinating. So, okay, let's hi there, Janine. Lovely to have you here. Lovely to have all these comments as well. So, tuning into that. Okay, let's just go back to that breath, come back to the present moment, and I'm going to pull a card and we're going to see. And if you're watching this at any point in the future, it doesn't matter. You will still receive wisdom and guidance for you. I'd like to learn how to get back into their lives, or do I just need to get used to the way it is now, which is formal instead of familial? Okay, that is a really great intention now. Really, really clear. What can I do? Putting yourself really back into the driving seat. What can I do to support myself and to support the relationship? So let's see what comes through. Thank you for clarifying that. Love that. Okay. So as I pull a card, this one's kind of poking out. I love these. These are really teeny tiny pocket cards. Oh, so okay, so this is an interesting card. This one, and because it's so little, I hope you can actually see it. It's Brothers of the Rose. So sacred masculine, protection, to read this backwards in the screen, protection and support. So can you see the beautiful masculine energy there? And I love the way it's coined as sacred masculine. We talk about divine feminine. Look at the image, look at the cards, look at the transmission of what's given here. These are real light codes as well. And we will do a little activation. I'll take you for a few breaths and just to bring you into this sacred masculine. Full body shivers, chills. Yes. We often talk about the divine feminine. And I love this term, the sacred masculine. It's something that I use as well. And when we tune into the divine feminine, we have this sense of everything is about the feminine. For me, oh, tears. I just really honor those tears, Ida. Really honor those tears because that's really beautiful. It's about coming into union with our divine feminine and our sacred masculine. And often, because we are so used to being in the masculine of doing hard work, efforting, going, action, doing more, being busy, trying to do everything, that is very much masculine energy. It is not sacred masculine. As we blend in the beautiful divine feminine energies of leaning softly, leaning back but not letting go, as we start to bring in and be in more in the presence, which is the divine feminine, we open the channel to our soul. But this is not where everything happens. We have to engage the sacred masculine. we still have to honor the sacred masculine. We have to do things. We can't just leave it up to universe. Let universe decide. I'll let universe be in charge of that. I'll just lean back and everything will come to me. We have to marry these two beautiful in union, these two beautiful energies together so that they can weave, they can inform each other, they can flow through each other, they can be in unison together. So, for those of you that have talked about career directions, new direction of a niche, how to better support, I'll come on to the relationships one in a minute. Let's talk about the career ones first, because there was quite a few of those. I would love something on career guidance, new direction of my business. These do require us to be in the energies of the masculine. Sacred Resilience says it already answers. This answers my questions. Brilliant. Because what we need to do is we need to engage the sacred masculine as we allow to respond to the divine feminine of the beautiful creative ideas that we get, the visions that we receive, the little nudges, the little nuggets, and allow the sacred masculine to come in and support the divine feminine energies to move forward, to support. Sacred masculine, support. Now, I'm not a fan of the word of protection, because this means that we are protected, we need to be protected. What the divine, the sacred masculine, I feel does is supports us in this energy of like lifting us, taking care of us, supporting us to move on in the journey. It doesn't protect us from the things that we don't want in our experience. It supports us to navigate those things and the challenges. So having a business as an entrepreneur, let me know what you're actually doing in the comments, because I'd love to know. I support a lot of practitioners with the Akashic Records and supporting them, and also to become practitioners. And what I hear so often is that these practitioners have lost trust, have lost faith in their beautiful wisdom, their beautiful guidance that they receive from the divine feminine, and they are moving more and more into the divine masculine. And what we're trying to do as we learn to navigate the Akashic Records is to allow the divine feminine back in to take a seat at the table, but also to bring the divine, the sacred masculine in to support these business ideas, to help us, to support us taking soul inspired action. So that's what comes from the divine feminine. The sacred masculine is going to come in and allow you to take action on those beautiful soul inspired ideas and everything else like that. So as you work with your niche, be in presence, come back to presence, come back to the breath, listen to what the divine feminine is saying, and allow the divine masculine a seat alongside you at the table. I'd love to know, Sacred Resilience, how that answers your question. What does that give you? I'd really love to know. So in terms of relationship, because there was a couple of relationship inquiries about supporting a child with ADHD and autism, and also how to come back more into unison with your family, with your kids, your adult kids, and having a different relationship with them. So this is the beauty of it. In relationship, everything is the divine feminine and the sacred masculine. So as we allow the sacred masculine in, it's about really allowing and supporting them from that for your kids with ADHD and autism. You will be the caregiver. You will be supporting them from the sacred masculine, not just from the divine feminine or from the masculine of trying to fix it, of trying to, I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just talking more generally of that masculine energy. It's allowing the sacred masculine to come in and to support them, to empower them to being able to navigate the journey alongside them. Okay, so I hope that helps. So Ida says, I help people with building a business like this, but have been called to go into relationships. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. So listening to that, bringing that divine feminine and the divine and the sacred masculine together. In terms of somebody's question, I'd like to learn how to get back into my children's lives, or do I just need to get used to the way it is now, which is formal instead of familiar? Acceptance of what is a first stepping stone. It doesn't mean that's set in stone and that's all that it will be. So acceptance is such a beautiful practice. When we accept what it is for now, we accept our boundaries, we accept other people's boundaries with grace, with love, with compassion for self, first and foremost. And then we can bring in the divine, the sacred masculine to say, what can I do? I'd love to. My intention is to bring it into a more sacred union. How can I take an inch forward? How can I build trust? How can I build this relationship again so it's aligned with all of us, myself first? The relationship has to be aligned for you, to support you, and then them, and then the collective. And so it'll be, if there's more than one kid, adult kid, then it's you and that relationship with one, you and that relationship with another, and then you and that relationship with all of them and anyone else that's included in that. So it'll be multi-level, it'll be multi-dimensional, and so give it time. Patience and acceptance, I feel, is what's going to be really key to supporting you there. It's not an easy one. It's not an easy one. I have very, very interesting relationship with a sibling that is, I feel like sometimes it goes in flow and then it something breaks. And I'm really leaning into this practice of acceptance of what it is, not trying to fix it, not trying to prove something, not trying to be in resistance to, or not trying to be right about certain things, because we do feel sometimes it is like, I'm right, you're wrong. It should be this way. Relationships are so malleable, so different, so personal, yet we feel that relationships should be a certain way, especially where it's a parent-child relationship. It should be a certain way. We forget to allow it to be whatever it is. Like, we know that, like, we can have two kids, two siblings, and they can be completely and utterly different, completely different needs, completely different relationships. And it's like, how do we be? We don't have to be all things to everyone. It's like, how do we relate to? How do we do this relationship that works for me and for them? So Sacred Resilience says, I've been inspired, but haven't been as active with implementing my idea. Spent more time in Divine Feminine. I'm going to move today to Divine Sacred Masculine and implementing action of my idea. One small step at a time. That's all it needs. That's so beautiful. I love that. I love that. So yeah, let us know how it goes. If you're not following me, make sure you hit follow. Let me know, and then come and unfortunately, none of these comments come up when we go live on Instagram. I'm also live on YouTube as well. Nicholas says, thank you so much. I've been trying to fix things with her, but perhaps need to fix things around her more. What do you mean by perhaps need to fix things around her more? That's an interesting statement. I'm always curious by words. I know sometimes things can get lost when we're typing really quickly. Yeah, so fixing always creates more resistance. I always say that actually the harder we try to fix things, we actually create more resistance in this space. It's like, I'm trying, and it's like effort. And the harder we try, the more resistance we create. And it's like, as we let go, as we accept, we create this beautiful space for more ideas, more things to drop in, and it's such a different outcome. Not always ones that we think about either. Often we think, oh, this is what we should absolutely definitely do. Remember what I said earlier about the ego saying you should do this, because this is egoic conditioning, cultural conditioning, familial conditioning, societal conditioning, gender conditioning, all of these things, relationship conditioning of how we should show up. So fascinating. Hey, Claire Louise Chapman, good to see you here. Been a long while. Lovely to see you. Hope all is good. You're welcome, Sacred Resilience. Janine, you're so welcome. Love this. Oh my goodness, so many comments. So this is your relationship with your kids. Thank you. This helps. I'm not patient, and patience is important. I try. I do try. Yes, patience is a hard one. This is a practice. It's cultivating that practice. It is a very beautiful, sacred part of our relationship to self, and really letting go and dropping that resistance that we create, that we should be doing, we should try harder, we should have everything immediately. That's the societal conditioning that we have bought into over so many decades, centuries, generations, that we should try very hard at doing so many things. And actually, the less I do, the more comes to me, the more space I create, the more sacred, aligned, inspired action, ideas, visions, creations come to me, and I act on those instead. So yeah, patience. I get that. Totally get that. Keep practicing it. Keep practicing it. Nicola says things like schooling, socializing, etc. need to think about her environment more and just letting things be, I guess. Thank you. Yes, amazing. Thank you for sharing that. Yep, you've got all these things as parents to navigate, to be able to show up, that also work for you as well, like that have to work for you, because when we sacrifice ourselves, we really do diminish ourselves, deplete ourselves. It's such a struggle in those situations when we are overgiving. So we do have to put ourselves first, which is hard as well, because again, that's not something as parenting we have been supported in doing, let alone encouraged in doing. It is still very much, oh, you're not doing enough, you're not doing enough. And as I said, you create more and more resistance. So thank you for those of you that joined me. Thank you for those who contributed to the conversation. I'm glad it was helpful for those of you that did. I love to just channel and give some wisdom and guidance. Please do remember, take what resonates and leave the rest. Everything is about intuiting, developing, adding to our relationship with our soul. If you're curious to know more about the Akashic Records, and you'd love a meditation to support you with that, and to trusting your soul's wisdom and guidance, type trust soul in the comments below and I will send you that. And if you've got any other questions about anything to do with the Akashic Records, working with me, my practitioner course, just send me a DM. I'm always happy to answer questions. Let me know what you're interested in, and I can send you some links and send you some information about it as a little invitation to exploring more of the Akashic Records, which is a beautiful, wonderful support system, especially for those of us that are spiritual practitioners, and supporting us on that journey to really truly trusting our own wisdom and guidance. You have more wisdom and guidance than you can possibly know. It's about tuning in and really tapping into the Akashic Record wisdom for yourself first, but I also teach how you do that with your clients. So I'm going to leave you with that beautiful card. Brothers of the Rose, sacred masculine support. Your sacred masculine is supporting you alongside your divine feminine to create a beautiful, wonderful life. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.